This is a new hunting area for me, and this is just a big field here. You can see how matted down the grass is. That's from deer bedding down in here. There probably was about 100 deer bedding in that area. And there's all of these trails everywhere. This is an area that does not get hunted at all. So these are deer trails, not hunting trails from many hunters coming through here. And they're all over the place. So, I mean, there is just plenty of deer in this area. This is a real thick spot, and I'll probably hunt just sitting on a bank, sitting in this thick brush during bow season. Come rifle season, I'll jump up into these hardwoods here, and where it's a lot more open, and as you can see, we got a nice shooting house over here. It's actually called the Taj Mahal. The second area here is bow only. And you'll see in front of the blind, there's some branches hanging down, and I'll do some mock scrapes underneath those branches. And we're looking at probably 25, 30 yard shot. This ground blind is rifle. Where you see the green grass, that's where the deer come in. They kind of pass right through there, and they'll stop and feed a little bit. This is my most well-hidden tree stand here, and I'm looking at probably 20 to 25 yard shot here. This is my ladder stand, which I bow and rifle hunt out of. All right, going out on my first day, my first bow hunt here, my first real day. Windy. We're got like 20-mile-an-hour winds, and it's been raining for a couple of days. We have had a big drop in the temperature. It was real hot there for a while. It was about 80 degrees on opening day. I went out for a little while. It was horrible. So we've had a drop. It's been raining. It stopped raining, but the wind is ripping. But we're going to give it a shot. It's going to be our first real good day, so we're going to head out to the spot there. What I'm looking for is, on this particular spot, I got one good 8. I got a good 8. He's not a super, monster 8 or anything like that, but on this property, this is definitely the best deer. I have never shot an 8-point. I've been hunting basically for about 5 years and been shooting pretty much a bunch of does. I've got a couple mistake bucks, but I need to get something. So on this property, I'm looking for an 8-pointer. I have somewhere else that I can hunt this year that I could run into just about anything over there. But that's my first year hunting that land. So, if we see that 8-pointer tonight and he looks good, we're going to whack him. Perfect.
Is it a bouncing baby boy, or a daughter to fill our hearts with joy?
Mistake number 1. Okay. I did pack my harness. Right? This thing hooks into here. It's my first time out. I was in a big rush at home, and I felt like I was forgetting something when I got dressed. I didn't put my harness on. I didn't notice it until I got all the way out here, and the time isn't right. I can't walk back and come back now. So that was boo-boo number 1. So hopefully that's the last one. What we got here is basically a bunch of travel routes that kind of come to an X. There's nothing really super awesome about this spot. There's a slight clearing here, so I have an area to shoot. I think that my stand is in an awesome position. It's really, really hid well, and I know that we're in here pretty deep. We're in here deep, and everything's pretty thick. So I know that they're living around here. They're bedding down here, around here, somewhere close, So that's about it. There's a little bit of food around, but I think that they just kind of pass through this area, heading somewhere, So we'll see what happens. It's about, well, let's see. It's 4:30. I'm going to get my rangefinder out. I don't think I'm looking at like 20, 25 yard shot. I just want to check a couple things. Make sure I'm right on that. I don't want to get any surprises. Of course, the deer won't stand right where they're supposed to. Man, I tell you what, this feels good. We got pine needles falling. There's a ton of pine trees. Matter of fact, I'm on a pine tree right here. So I gotta watch the sap. I'm getting sap all over my hands. There's pine needles falling all over the place. Makes me think of the snow. It's like it's snowing. The wind's blowing like crazy, man. You know what I mean? I'm up here in the still and the quiet. I'm looking for that first sign of movement, man. It's exciting. This feels good. We're about into the last hour. I haven't seen anything yet. Somebody better wake up. Okay, I'm up here. This is day 2. Day 1 was just uneventful. I thought for sure, they're like zombies around here. As the darkness moves through the forest, as your field of vision gets smaller and smaller, they tend to stay right on the edge of that darkness. They're like zombies, and then suddenly they come out of the dark, but they usually come out very, very late. But this is early bow, and I'm hoping they're gonna come out a little earlier because they don't know it's hunting season yet. So I'm hoping today will be a little bit better. Our conditions today were last night. As soon as I got home, it started raining like hard. Rained pretty much all night, and it was raining on and off, like kind of heavy, with some thunder and lightning today. And then right about 2-3 o'clock, it cleared up, and now, as you can see, it's turned out to be kind of a nice sunny day. So I'm thinking it's time for them to get out, get eaten, get up, move around. So I'm hoping for some activity today. I want it to fall. Come on, baby, fall. I don't know what's going on, man. He's just standing there. I should have had a good hit. Should have had a good hit. Come on. Do something. He's a big body. He's got a huge body, man. That's the one. That's the biggest deer we got here. That's the biggest one we got. I don't see him running. That's what's worrying me. I don't know what that means, you know. I don't think that's the greatest sign in the world. That should have been a good hit. Should have been a good hit.
Actually, it was a really good shot. I ended up putting it right in the money spot there. Perfect shot. He ended up going 100 yards. I don't have any lighting, or really I don't have a camera. I do everything on GoPros. So I wasn't able to film any of that.
Okay, there we go. He's an 8. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. And he had another little one here when we were dragging him out. It broke off. So technically he's an 8, but he's a small 8. He's 175 pounds. So I think it's pretty decent, you know what I mean? And this is my first buck. You know what I mean? That's my first buck, really, period. I've gotten, you know, a button buck here and there. And like I said before, those were just mistakes. So this is technically my first buck, and I got it with a bow. And it was about at 20 yards. My dog there, Roscoe, he ended up finding him. It started raining here about 9 o'clock, so I really needed to get on it. And the blood trail that he had left had gone right into a circle. So I started at one point. I set my bow down, and I went around, and I mean, for a good hour, tracing blood. And all of a sudden, I'm going around, and boom, there's my bow. I'm like, what the heck? I went around in a great big circle. So I don't know what happened there. I came down a little early, and I jumped him. I'm pretty sure it was him. And I saw that he ended up running into a certain direction. So I ended up grabbing the dog after it got so dark I couldn't, you know, after I went in that circle, I was like, oh boy, I'm in trouble. I went and grabbed the dog, and we kind of headed in that direction that I think that I jumped him. And the dog got right on it. And luckily we did that because it started raining, and that would have been some real trouble. So I'm happy, man. I'm real happy. This is my first buck, and we're going to get bigger from here. So awesome.
I feel pain you're feeling. I see what you see.